In this video, we are going to recreate a fine example of a 14th century design from the square category. It's on a natural silk brocade textile on display at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. I bring you this design from a very special book on Islamic geometric design by Mr. J. Bonner. Pause here to note the title of this book. Step 1. First, let's deconstruct or do some reverse engineering. Let's take a closer look. Among many things, we see in our imaginary square an 8-pointed star of a square class. There are also 4 small squares touching the 8-pointed star at the corners of the same imaginary square. We also see 1 square on all the sides of our imaginary square. What else? We also see a square at all the intersections of the imaginary squares. All in all, this design is made up of just squares. Step 2. Reconstruction. Let's create our imaginary square to put all the required squares in proper place. Next, mark the midpoints of each side. Now connect these points to create a square. Rotate a copy of this square 45 degrees. Combine both these squares to form the 8-pointed star. Couldn't have been simpler. Let's place a small square at each of the corners. Make sure one point touches the star and the other the corner of the square. Now let's place a square each at the sides of our imaginary square. Our group of squares is almost complete. Step 3. Time to flip or reflect our group in all 4 directions. Next, place a square at the intersection of 4 squares. Our design is ready to multiply. Step 4. Now reflect the complete group in all 4 directions to cover the desired surface. To make your design dense, scale your group down 50%. This will allow you to place double the number of groups on the same surface area. Next, make sure all the required squares of the intersection are in place. Erase all the imaginary squares. Convert the design to one single color. There are many ways you can dress this design. The choice depends on what medium it is going to be transferred on. The easiest option is to thicken the lines. You can also add outline to the thick lines and give it another color. The most challenging option is to create an interlace. It is more time consuming and painstaking, but the result is stunning and awesome. In our upcoming video, we will dive deeper and try a complex design. We will recreate this distinctive Seljuk design from Iran of late 12th century.